Okay, cool. So we be on, we be up. Sorry I'm late. Hello, Valor. Beelsp. Alright, so share this, get this out on Twheeler. So the thing, yesterday, I'll update after I get this out. I'm fucking not good at multitasking in that sort of way. Discussion stream. I'm pissed off a bunch of fucking fake Christians. One of them is in my mentions saying Jesus was not a Jew. Oh man. It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those years. A year of heavy fascism. Okay. So let me share this out. Ev, because I might as well. Barbers. And then, alright, cool. So, I'll put this down here. Get this going. Get that there. So, the thing is, yesterday, when I was about to start my stream, I had, so, there's this housemate. Alright, I'm not gonna say her name. I'm not gonna say too many things. But what I will say is, she was obsessed with Ukraine. And supporting basically the NATO agenda. She did not like my politics. She would routinely sing, and I use that term very loosely, right? Because that was not singing. It's not singing. And this person would blaringly caterwaul fucking Ukrainian anthems and shit. And this person had anger issues, and she also would routinely complain about like narcissism from people in her life. And one of the things that like that does to people when they are raised around narcissists and have other ones in their life is that they will often develop narcissism as a defense mechanism, because that's who the narcissist is. You know, that they basically try to warp people into their image. So, she told people that she was abused by a narcissist, and I believe her, right? But that doesn't mean you can't become one, and eventually everything had to be about her. She could go on and on and on about her particular view of things. She wasn't very keen on arguments. She wasn't keen on hearing what anybody else had to say. She would often cut you off or pretend you didn't say something, and if you did have the displeasure of talking to her. Brick wall shit. And she would do all this while also becoming more and more toxic over time, gradually. You know, this would eventually culminate in throwing my food, because I did not accept that I wanted a, I didn't accept a regimented time to use the kitchen. And she would falsely accuse me of cooking on top of her. She also stole a piece of my food once. that I saw, so there's probably more incidents where I didn't see it and it happened. So that's awesome. She called the cops on somebody because a sprinkler hit her car, and she accused this person who had the sprinklers there for a long time of having aimed one at her. So the cops showed up. She also fucking, like, she tried to make a federal case out of her property getting wet when a sprinkler accidentally went into her window after she left it open and left the house, leaving a security vulnerability for everybody here. She's massively inconsiderate, massively. She even called the cops on her son yesterday, who is also staying here. So, because of all of that and a compounding level of bullshit that consistently came out, I'm really glad that she's moving out. But while she is moving out, she called the cops on her son yesterday. So, they showed up, and it was right about when I was about to start streaming, and I'm not about to start streaming with that sort of noise in the house. Fortunately, he didn't get arrested because I could hear everything that was happening. Nothing illegal. He just used words. And he pays rent here too, you know. So, basically, yeah, she's out. I think he might be soon. And, yeah, I'm going to have a whole lot more peace and a whole lot less terrible singing here soon. Oh, it was an argument. They would argue a lot. There has not been a day that I can think of in the last month and a half when there has not been an argument between those two. God, I've heard so many times her just screaming, "You're not my son," at him. Just terrible, toxic, abusive nonsense. Yeah. Hilariously insane. So, bye. You know? She had a U-Haul yesterday. She was loading up, and yeah. So, I have slightly less toxicity in my life. Oh, man. I'm tired, though. I'm tired, y'all. I'll tell you I'm tired. So, yeah. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. But I did get a video out that's going to be part of a much longer series of things where I'm going to be going on other people's Twitter spaces and shit. And I'm going to be, like, hitting the content harder. Firing back up the Agorist Nexus podcast, interviewing a bunch of people trying to find anti-state solutions and shit. And a bunch of things like that. Also, I'm gonna finally get all the fucking anti-spaces that are already up, edited and exported so that I can put them on YouTube and Facebook for y'all. Because Twitter Spaces, nobody should have to use the Twitter Spaces recording replayer, and it's boring because there's no video. I think that there might be video for fucking premium subscribers, but I'm never going to do that. Basic functionality should be something available to everybody. Even if I'm wrong about this, which I don't think I am, because I think I remember hearing that there's video functionality for some people. Even if I'm wrong about this, and, like, you know, fucking it's available for everyone, there's enough features that are just, like, paywalled. And that's not how you get people to use your social media platform. Facebook already does miles more than Twitter, and I don't even like Facebook, and I'll say that they're a superior platform in every way to Twitter. Except recently there's been a glitch where if you try to put in text on a PC, like attached to another attachment, it'll fuck your text off. So that's not great. But in terms of the actual, like, app and functionality and shit, you can't do, like, what Twitter's doing. You can't just paywall shit. Imagine if Facebook started to say, you've got to pay us money for Facebook Premium in order to do basic shit, they would lose so many fucking people. It would happen fast. Because part of the point of social media is that they find other ways to monetize what you're doing. And if they can't, then they're failing. And like Elon Musk is just removing things or threatening to remove things at will, like public counts of likes and retweets in the timeline. That's absurd. He doesn't want you to be able to see who got ratioed before you click the tweet. That's absurd. That's nuts. Because part of the thing that drives people to these sorts of things is group activity, which means that A, either he understands what terrible fucking groups he's fostered on Twitter, or he doesn't want people to group up on him and his kinds of people. So he's disincentivizing that obvious engagement marker where people will go with the crowd and do what the crowd is doing, right? That's not a good way to keep engagement, is to just sort of be like, fucking, let's just start stripping features and hoping that people stick around anyway. They're not going to. It's eventually gonna fuck everyone off. They're gonna say that this is dumb. I put too much time and energy into something that's gonna like destroy itself, and fuck you, Elon. I'm taking my toys and going home. Every other platform, with few exceptions, is better at doing what Twitter does. Like you can put really long text on an Instagram post without paying money. And you can upload longer videos to Instagram. You can, upload short form style content like TikTok in the form of their reels, right? I'm not an Instagram shill. I make money from Facebook, sure, a tiny little bit, fucking like maybe $3 a month. That's nothing. Although it could be more if y'all wanted to support what I do. Y'all could, like, if you're on Facebook, share my content there, like it, etc. Because the more that happens, the better I'll get paid. So, point is, though, that, like, other platforms do what Twitter does better than Twitter. Twitter, what it's for, what it really is for, is quick fire engagement. And if you start to strip away the things that make quick fire engagement likely, they're going to fucking walk away. Because, like, Twitter's not about the news. Nobody who wants real news is on Twitter, because they know that when they go there, they're going to get some jack-off's opinion, something that isn't even true, something that, like, is directly supportive of, like, some elite agenda that's trying to say that it's not what it is. They know. Like, the fact that Matt Wallace is still on Twitter after all of the lies he told says everything you need to know about the kind of space Elon Musk is trying to generate, because it's against the terms of service to do what Matt Wallace does. And I'm being Matt Wallace, right? Matt Walsh is also a piece of shit. But at least he's not as dishonest as Matt Wallace is. Matt Wallace just gets to say whatever the fuck he wants, no matter whether or not it's true. And it doesn't matter how many times it gets fact-checked. And some of the fact checks then later get reversed because he gets to cry and lie and complain and bitch that he's being censored. No, you're not. You're a liar. And the community notes consistently prove this. And so do I when I fact check your stuff in a way that the community notes only later catch up to. Keep an eye out for my application community notes, because I put it in like 800 years ago. But the point is that, like, Twitter is bad because of the people who write tweets and the people who run the place who like those tweets that those bad people write. Like, Matt Wallace is absolutely delusional and a liar and a grifter and a con man who will routinely just lie, get a bunch of engagement, and then post a ref link in the replies to that tweet. So he might not get monetized by Twitter officially for that tweet, but he'll get monetized for the survivalist company he promotes, the meals ready to eat, the fucking gold, the whatever. He just appeals to the stupid boomers and the younger people who unfortunately act like stupid boomers. That's it. That's all he does. And he just gets away with it because Twitter is run by stupid boomers. And for stupid boomers. Like, they're literally just running it down toward the point where it's like bigots, old people, conservatives, fascists, and like that's the distilled audience that they're trying to foster. They're trying to make Twitter Facebook, and they won't even give it Facebook features. It's fucking... Elon Musk is delusional. And he consistently repeats whatever he has to in order to make it seem like the platform is still afloat. It's not. It's not still afloat. So, yeah. It's one of those things. It's gonna be a very fascist 2024. Alright, so Valor says, I hate the people on there. Recently I found some black kid just posting silly videos on there and the comments were beyond it. Yo, show me. Because that sounds evil. What were they saying? Were they just racist bullshit? Because I would not be surprised if the comments were just racist bullshit. Let me know. Anyway. That. Oh, and also, if you have a link to post, you can post it in the Discord, because I'm pretty sure that, it won't allow the link here. Yeah, I'll cover that. I'll make a video on that being the kind of platform Twitter has become. Because I think that, like, from the way you're describing it, if that's, like, an accurate, true-to-life fucking description, fucking, this could be a very stark look at the way Elon Musk has treated that place. And the people on it. Also, I'm fucking tired. It's been an exhausting set of weeks. So... Also, I heard my dad say something about Zelensky. He said, I want a burning hot thin needle stuck inside Zelensky's pee hole. That's oddly specific. I just kind of don't want him to get any more funding. And I want a refund for the American people. The fact that there's so little money for infrastructure and it's crumbling and being destroyed, and the fact that there's so many places that, like, you know, oh, suddenly the state needs that for eminent domain or whatever. The fact that this is so consistently a problem where, like, everything is slowly being destroyed and there's more money to bomb other people's homes than there is to build homes here. Like, the military-industrial complex will not get funding cuts. Even if the U.S. pulls out of places like Afghanistan officially, because they'll just proxy some other country. They'll make some other country a vassal state so that the people in BAE, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Boeing, fucking all these people can still get their fucking jack-off money. And the Ukraine stuff is just another outlet for that. Because they don't give a shit about the people of Ukraine. If they did, the U.S. government wouldn't have been funding their nationalists for a long time. The worst elements. Like, since the late 40s. You can look this up. These are CIA documents. When they were doing post-war rebuilding bullshit. Part of what they did was large programs in order to rehabilitate Nazis and assist far right regimes in becoming vassals of United States power, including Japan, who every country that was assisted by the U.S. after World War II is basically in line now with American policy, and that's no mistake. The reason they did that was because they were saying, "Yeah, sure, you can come back onto the program if you play ball," and they did. They played ball. Um, like every country that wants to exist in a modern context has to do what the West wants. Um, and it's not like I love BRICS either. Like anyone who's been following my content can tell you, I think China and Russia, who are the sort of keystone countries in BRICS, I think those countries are fascist hellholes. But at the same time, you know, NATO is also a bunch of fascist hellholes. So it's like, congratulations. It's like people don't want to look at the open door policies of various nations. They don't want to look into neoliberalism. They don't want to look into shock doctrine. They don't want to look into all these right wing policies that sort of forced other countries onto the program. They don't want to do that because it interrupts their ability to pretend that this is a free country supporting free countries and freedom. It's not. It never was. So, ever since the start of America, from the fact that they had French gold to pay back, so they took it out on the common American, and then rode hard with 13,000 people and George Washington heading the charge for crushing the Whiskey Rebellion so that they could force people to pay back their taxes so that they could pay back the French. That's everything after that is basically just a confirmation that even though they allegedly fought for independence and freedom, they weren't going to get anything like that here in the States. And it's probably because a country that started off by thriving on genocide, expansionism, imperialism, and slavery is probably going to be sort of neo-colonial and just act like the British Empire did. Man, I wonder if that's why America was full of foreign symbolism. Why the French have their roots so deeply in American history that the Bellamy salute is the thing that eventually got added to the Pledge of Allegiance, which was also a fucking French thing. Fucking the Statue of Liberty, a gift from the French. It's they're leaving their stamp on their project, America loves to say, "Oh, French, we can mock them universally. They're they surrender, blah blah blah." But they had us by the balls from the beginning. And that's why I think Americans do that, because they've got fucking resentment over what that became. And even now, the same powers that stretch on from down from that, it's you just get a bunch of dependence on foreign nations, a bunch of dependence on governments that aren't this one. And we wonder why we're not independent. Probably because of that, if I were to guess. So Valor's Audacity is fun. I keep accidentally blowing my eardrums out. Ah, yeah. You'd be editing audio. Well, this is probably going to be a shorter stream. But, because, there is one person in chat, and I didn't have that much to update anyway. There's going to be a lot of content on a lot of platforms. There's going to be a Gortys Nexus podcast articles there as well. There's also going to be content on this channel, Hate with Harding, and a variety of others, and more content for Anarch Unity. There's going to be a lot more things that I'm going to try and modulate in order to get things done. But the general vibe that I want to confer is that I'm going to be working. I'm gonna be making this work. But I also have a stream later today, so I'm going to prepare for that. And I also have to go get my stuff out of storage because some plans fell through. So I'm gonna cancel the unit today. So, Valor says if I reach around 500 subs, I'll upload twice a month. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get my stuff out of storage in like an hour, and that's gonna take some time and energy. And then I'm going to fucking do a stream after that. That's going to take a couple few hours. So there's going to be more content on this channel today. Do not think that this is the only live you'll get today and that it's going to be below 30 minutes. But basically, yeah, this is going to be a short update because I need to go get to doing some stuff. But with that in mind, there's going to be plenty of stuff that you can do. There's going to be plenty of stuff that I'll be doing. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I guess I'll just say Happy Easter to all of the authentic Christians who are living by the message of Christ. And to all the ones who aren't, read the Bible instead of Daily Wire. Smash the fucking state.